Меня зовут Artem Polyakov. Я начинающий актер. Я пою песни.
My name is Artem Polyakov, and I'm an aspiring actor. I sing songs and love traveling. I have visited many countries, but I have never been to Almaty. I want to visit the city of apples surrounded by white, radiant mountains. I want to come to Kazakhstan.
Хочу приехать в Казахстан.
From childhood, I dreamt of traveling, and now I travel. I have been to many countries, and I'd like to get introduced to the culture of different countries. Recently, I've met Ilya on the internet and heard his songs, and I liked them, so we started writing to each other. My name is Ilya, and I'm a composer and author of songs. I met Artyom after he heard my songs on the internet. We talked through cameras since it is possible during technological time. We talked via Skype since it is possible during this technological time. We even tried to sing songs which were really funny. The Red Square is the most famous place, not only just in Moscow, but maybe even the whole world, because many people come here. Let's try to go to the Red Square. These are the lines to get to the Red Square. When I was a child, the Red Square seemed so big, but now it seems smaller on a phone screen. Recently, there have been many events on the Red Square, so to see it empty in a full beauty is very rare. Many tourists come here from around the world, and many of them are friends from the Heavenly Empire. The same situation was after the Perestroika, when the Russian tourists took up the whole world. This is how my grandfather and great-grandfathers walked on the Red Square. Place of execution. Everybody thinks that it is a place where people got their heads cut off, but in fact, it was a place where it was announced who would get their head cut off. Worldwide, Russian vodka, Russian balalaika, Russian bear are known, but our biggest pride is the Russian opera and ballet. Bolshoi Theater is a place where world stars of opera and ballet are born. Bolshoi Theater is so popular that it is on a 100-ruble bill. That place is pretty big over there, and also that place is quite huge as well.
Александровский парк – это то место, куда приходят жители Москвы и туристы для того, чтобы полюбоваться героями русских.
Alexander Park is the place where residents of Moscow and tourists come here to admire the heroes of Russian fairy tales, to admire the beautiful fountains, and of course, to bow to the eternal fire.
В Москве у меня много друзей. Юриков, Юрцов, Юрий, Юрочек.
In Moscow, I have a lot of friends named Yuri, but this is the most important Yuri to me of all of Moscow. Prince Yuri Dolgoruki is considered the founder of Moscow. Moscow has been existing since 1147. Since childhood, I love the works of our great poet Pushkin. Let's try to read something now. I've raised a monument without hands. It is not an overgrown popular trail. On one of the good weather days, to show Ilya Saritsino. I am located in Saritsino, and where there is a big palace behind me. In 1775, Yekaterina II was fascinated by the beauty of these places while she was coming back from Kolomenskoye. You won't believe it, but before it was called black dirt. Saretsino is the biggest pseudo-Gothic building in the 18th century. Saretsino Scenery Park, together with the palace complex, became one of the first scenery parks of Russia, outside of St. Petersburg Palace and park ensembles. The same year, Yekaterina II bought these lands from Duke Sergei Vladimirovich Kantemir, who got these lands from Pyotr I. Yekaterina paid 25,000 rubles, even though she was asking for 20,000. Moscow and Almaty are twin cities, and when in Moscow a new subway line was opened, it was named Almatinskaya. The subway station Almatinskaya was opened at the end of 2012 and called Almatinskaya in acknowledgement of the Panflov guardsmen who defended Moscow from fascist invaders. The subway station, according to the architect's idea, is supposed to look like a Kazakh yurta. Does it look like it or not? In south of Moscow, there is a beautiful street, Almatinskaya. There's a lot of traffic on Almatinskaya Street, they say, but it is calm and quiet here. I live on Almatinskaya Street, Salem, Kazakhstan. There are a lot of different street casinos in Moscow. They play rock and classics. Now it is very fashionable to play modern hits on classical instruments. Everyone who comes to Moscow should visit the Arbat. Here painters can paint your portrait. Sometimes you can be surprised by the similarities, but sometimes you cannot even recognize yourself. It is the old famous Arbat, and there are musicians and artists here. Everyone who wants to make some money with their talent, let's try. I love walking on Arbat. Here you can meet all kinds of different people, listening to different kind of music and enjoying the spirit. Gorky, Central Park of Culture. When I was small, I came here to ride some rides and roller coasters. It was very scary. I entered the laughter room and it wasn't so funny. Also, I went to the haunted room to be frightened of the wild monsters and to eat ice cream. Now from all of this, there was one thing left. I can eat. Ice cream, and not only that. There are many fast food places from different countries of the world in Moscow. We Moscow citizens like to try everything. Here I bought myself a Greek gyro and a Korean patty pianse. Yes, I did it. Delicious. Let's taste Korean pianse. What's there inside? Let's see. Salmon? Mushrooms? Is it exactly in Korean? Moscow, Moscow time.
Парк Победы на Поклонной горе. Сюда приходят туристы, москвичи, для того, чтобы насладиться свежим воздухом, прохладой фонтана.
Victory Park on the hill, the respectful salutation. Many tourists and Moscow citizens come here to enjoy fresh air, fountains, and the beauty of the mountains. Travelers used to bow to the hill, the respectful salutation, and its churches. I will bow too. The building of Moscow State University, MSU. In Moscow, there are exactly the same 7 Stalin skyscraper. Ilya, here is a gift for you from Moscow. The Cathedral of Christ the Savior was destroyed in 1931 and then rebuilt again in 1997. Since then, our Cathedral of the Christ the Savior is the most important site of our capital. In addition to worshiping services, it is full of life. There are photo sessions, people are walking, and it is great overall here. As a sign of the unshakable love, couples hang locks, they take the key, close it, and throw it into the river. In 1997, on an artificial island of Moscow River, the creation of the famous Moscow sculptor Sorrounded, the monument of Peter I, appeared. Muscovites met it ambiguously, but I like it. Close to the Pyotr I monument, there's a musical fountain on which you can practice running. The main idea is that you do not know where the water will come from. It is fun for those who want to run around the fountain. Moscow is rich with its exhibitions, and some of them are very interesting. If you think they make wine here, you are mistaken. There are exhibitions of modern artists, and many of them are completely free. Many people cannot understand the cultural value of this kind of works, and even sometimes I don't understand. The Russian Exhibition Center is still called the same to these days. Previously, ENEA was just a huge market where you can buy things, where you can buy medicine and electronics. But now it is a place where people relax, and a huge amount of exhibitions takes place here. The Friendship Fountain of peoples of the 15 former Soviet Union republics represent girls in the national costumes. The Friendship Fountain is kind of like an answer to Pyotr. There is a fountain and a golden statue, but there is no girl who represents Kazakhstan. Moscow City is present in the future of Moscow. In the building of Moscow City, there are offices of leading Russian and foreign companies. What Russian person doesn't like fast driving and delicious food? And I am not an exception. And today I will prepare for myself and for my friends dishes of the Russian ethnic cuisine. First I will make a pie from cowberry. I like to eat blini very much. And also I learned to train them by myself. In pancakes you can put anything on it, cottage cheese, even meat. But the most Russian option is blini with red caviar. There are my friends at the table. I like to cook for them, and they love my food. The government of Moscow decided to place pictures of great masters directly on the walls of houses to make the population cultured. We are becoming cultural. There were reproductions of great masters on facades of buildings in the center of Moscow in the spring of 2014. Well-known worker and Vera Mukhina's collective farmer, the film studio Mosfilm made this sculpture the business card. The monument, the worker, and the collective farmer, high is 25 meters and weight is 185 tons, was carried on the new place in 2009. The wind of adventure is calling. I feel fresh wind from the mountains. I feel the taste of apples. I feel the city, and I represent it, the city of Almaty. I have never been there, but I will travel there soon. I know in Almaty right now the weather is nice, bright sun, blue skies, and I will go there soon. I will go to Kazakhstan.
Казахи русские, евреи, ингуши. Тепло любви ты даришь нам без края, и мы Мы хотим сказать спасибо от души. Спасибо, Казахстан, за то, что принял нас в свою ограду.